Ab dem Jahr 2035 sollen keine neuen Fahrzeuge mit Verbrennungsmotoren zugelassen werden.
Oh, thank you so much. You shouldn't have to.
So, listen, wir wollen Urlaub.
Putzen, putzen, putzen.
Ich entspanne ein bisschen zuerst und mache das später.
Nein, du tu es jetzt. Sofort.
Guten Tag, it's a very nice day today. Wow, a bit sunny. If I compare it to the last days with a lot of rain, wind, a little bit of storm, it's actually a nice day today. So today I want to share with you a little bit more of my experience in Germany. I've been here in Germany quite a while. It's been such a great experience with so many things I've learned, with so many things I've been like, what is that? Or what do they mean? All these kind of cultural shocks you can live in a new country. And last time I shared with you this video about 8 weird things I found in Germany. And today I want to share with you actually good things I have noticed from Germans in real life, and I really think it's good to learn from. Those are things that made Germans and actually Germany a great country. There's actually so many good things from this culture. I've been learning a lot from it, and even though it's been really hard, it's also been really helpful and I have learned a lot. Well, the first and obvious thing, of course, is the punctuality. Germans are very punctual, immer pünktlich, which is something that for me as a Colombian, Latin America, it's very hard to accomplish. So I really like this punctuality. I have become more punctual than before, but I'm still not that punctual, like I'm 5 or 10 minutes before the meeting time. And that's very good from Germans. They're very punctual and they're not just on time, but before, usually. If it's a meeting, something professional, something important, you're gonna be there on time. I'm gonna be there as well because I know it's important. But usually I'm a lot more relaxed with friends or just like meeting casual people sometimes, like, yeah, randomly, let's say 11. When it's with Germans, they are really punctual. Like they call me like a few minutes before, or they text me and they report themselves all the time, like, hey, I'm almost there, or I'm here right now. And I'm like, yeah, I still got 5 minutes though. I'll be there in 2. So I think that's very nice from them, that they respect other people that way, and it's very important for them. Of course, not just for Germans. I know many other cultures, many other countries that keep this tradition and these habits. It's really good. I know I still have to improve a lot on it, and it's a good thing. So I really want to keep working on it. Something else that I really like and I have observed is that they are very organized. They like to have everything very well organized, very well planned, structured, and many people are like that. It's just the way the culture is, and I think that's so nice. I'm also a very organized person and I like to have a structure and plan everything I do. But I'm also very spontaneous sometimes. Germans usually are very organized. They like to know everything in advance, plan every single thing. For instance, I have become very organized with what I eat every single day, and we make a whole plan with my partner from what we're gonna eat, what we're gonna buy. I used to be more flexible with the cooking and what I was gonna eat, but with him, everything has changed a lot more and everything is a lot more structured. And he really likes making a plan from what we're gonna eat, what we're gonna buy. Like it's Monday evening and you're very concentrated. What are you doing?
Planning what we're gonna eat on Thursday. Curry Hähnchen, gefüllte Paprika, chili con carne.
So I was not used to this before, but it's actually very good when you make a plan in advance from everything you're gonna do. Another interesting example, for instance, is when you have a meeting or make an appointment with a German, even if it's friends or family, but they really like to make it in advance. So usually they don't meet that spontaneously, not all of them of course, but many of them like to know exactly when you're gonna meet. Hey, let's meet up, we really need to catch up. When do you have time?
Let me take a look at my calendar. I only have time in 2 weeks, Monday evening. Does it work for you?
I was thinking something earlier, maybe I make it before? So that could happen with Germans, not all of them, but it happens. It's not like in Colombia, for instance, or with my international friends, which is a lot more casual and more spontaneous. So it's like, hey, you have time right now, let's meet up. Sure, I'd love to. Or, well, actually, I don't really have much time right now, but how about tomorrow? Another example is when you are invited in their homes and they really like to have everything very well organized before you go there. It has to be perfect, sparkling perfect. Even if it's just for a coffee and cake, for lunch, for dinner time even more. So maybe that's why also they really want to know exactly in advance when you're gonna meet, because they really like to have everything very well organized, like what are we going to eat, and then I have to go and buy it. I need to make a plan how many people are gonna be there. Everything has to be very well prepared before you arrive, which I think is so nice and also so organized. If I compare it with Colombia, with the international friends I mentioned before, it's a lot more casual and flexible. It's like if they come to my place, they bring something to eat, to snack on, we can even cook together. Oh, hi Lenny, hi Shane. Glad that you're here. Come here, I'm preparing everything. How's it going?
Good, nice seeing you. Here's some clementines.
Hi Liz, how are you? Here's some cheese. Hi sweetie, nice seeing you again. Some chorizo.
Oh, thank you so much. You shouldn't have to.
That's not a problem at all. How can we help you now?
Well, that was meeting my international friends, but with the Germans. Hallo, guten Tag. Everything is ready for you, please come in. And then when you get in, everything is really very well prepared, everything served, the plates are on the table, food as well, everything. Then you sit there. Thank you so much. How are you doing? I'm fine, thanks. Please take a seat and I'll be back with the food, okay? Everything's ready. Yeah, sure, thank you. That's so nice of you. So that's how it's been so many times with many Germans that I met, and it's so interesting because it's really everything perfect, very well organized, very well prepared, and sometimes too much for me. Like I feel a little bit overwhelmed. In the beginning it kind of felt like an interview sometimes. So let's see. Wir waren im Urlaub. Sehr schön. Das Wetter hat super gepasst. So yes, Germans are very organized, and that is in almost every single aspect of their life. I think sometimes and in some cases they could be a little bit more spontaneous. That would be also good, but I like it a lot more having very organized friends and very structured friends than totally the opposite. I think that's really important and also a good measure of success for German people. Something that helps Germans also be very efficient and successful, but actually for me and for many people it's kind of a problem sometimes. I struggle with it sometimes a little bit, and that thing is the no procrastination. That's really so important. I have realized about it, and it's so simple but at the same time so powerful. Germans, or at least many Germans that I know, like to do things right away when they have to be done, and do not wait. I'll just give a little more time, then I'll do it. No, they do it immediately when it has to be done, which is actually very good. I find that very important because it helps you really being efficient. And do not waste time just waiting a little bit more and yeah, I can do it later. If you can do it now, why not? If you wait sometimes, it's like, oh, yeah, I'll do it later. Then you feel lazy, then it's like an hour and then maybe more. And then you are so lazy, or you ended up doing other kind of things and you forget about it. Or you do it at the end when you just have to go, oh, I have to clean up. Oh, I'm late. And then many problems could happen because of that. I have learned it a lot from my husband and from his family, for instance, because they're very organized, also very effective, and they like things immediately. So one simple small example is doing the dishes and cleaning up the kitchen. Sometimes, especially in the evening, you're very tired and you're like, yeah, I'll just like clean it up tomorrow morning or a bit later after I digest a little. But yeah, I have noticed that it's a lot better if you do it just right away. So sometimes like when we're cooking and I cook and I immediately clean and I put everything in order because it saves a lot more time. And then everything looks clean and done, so you can eat very relaxed and calm, and then afterwards just watching TV, you relax. So for me, little things like that have helped me a lot. When we are outside or we came from a trip or whatever and we have something to do at home. Wieder zu Hause. Ich bin so müde. Ich muss immer noch einkaufen gehen, den Müll rausbringen. Ein paar E-Mails schreiben, ich entspanne ein bisschen zuerst und mach das später.
Nein, du tu es jetzt, sofort. Komm schon.
It's like when you get things done when they have to be done and immediately you save some time and then afterwards you can just relax and enjoy your time without worrying or having to think about what you have to do because you did it before. So it's great. Something else that I like from Germans a lot that I have noticed every time I go and visit their house and visit someone, it's how clean they are. And I'm not just talking about the physical appearance, how do they take care of themselves, but also how they take care of their houses. Maybe it's not the same in every region, but at least where I have been, I realized how really take care of their houses, how they clean them, how well decorated and also sparkling clean are. It's not like in other countries people are not like that. Do not take me wrong, please. But it's not that extreme or in that well detailed like I've seen in Germany. So that's something very nice. Every time you go to a German home, it always gives the feeling that the place is very well taken care of. It's very welcoming when you see a place like that, and it's something actually more people should practice it. So that's something I have noticed as well, that Germans like doing everything by themselves, well, at least many Germans, and cleaning is part of that. They really invest a lot of time for it, and even if they got money to get someone helping them to clean up the place and do it maybe for not that much money, they prefer to do it by themselves. And sometimes when I talk to Germans, well, in that case I have to say actually more women. I haven't heard from guys that much. Was hast du gestern gemacht?
Ich habe das ganze Haus aufgeräumt, die ganze Küche geputzt, wie immer. Putzen.
So I like this a lot because I know, for instance, in other places I've been to, in other countries, many families, they just hire someone to do it. And if they don't hire someone, their places don't look that sparkling clean and perfect like in other cases. Well, something else I have found very interesting and I have noticed in general, not in all the cases of course, is that many Germans are very intellectual. Usually in Germany, small talk is not that big, it's not a big deal, it's not that wide practiced. But I have noticed that many Germans really like to talk about what they know, about what's going in the world, about important topics, and usually they're very curious. You get to know many of them, they know a lot about one or the other topic, and they just talk about it. Sometimes even if you do not ask, but they like talk about it and show like, here I know this and this. It gives the impression that they like learning a lot, they're very curious people, always thinking about progress and development, or some of them even like talking about more technical things, about industry, about cars, that usually you do not include that much in a small talk, but it's very interesting and in some cases it's also very useful to know. Hey Leute! Also Benny wollte sich ein elektrisches Auto anschauen, aber Diesel...
Laut Kraftfahrtbundesamtes werden in diesem Jahr mehr Elektrofahrzeuge als Dieselfahrzeuge zugelassen.
Oh, echt? Aber Benny wollte...
Autos mit Verbrennungsmotor werden zwischen 2030 und 2035 ausgemustert.
Ja, sowas habe ich auch gelesen. Aber ja, wenn ich wollte eigentlich...
Ab dem Jahr 2035 sollen keine neuen Fahrzeuge mit Verbrennungsmotoren zugelassen werden.
Yeah, danke. Sometimes could be a bit too much, like if you did not ask about it, it's not like you are really interested in the topic or you really wanted to talk about it, but they just start talking about it. Really? But in general, I think it's more a good than a bad thing, and it's actually something that more people should also practice. Something else I want to highlight is the loyalty. And I think that's very, very important and a very good characteristic from Germans. They're very loyal. It's like usually they do not have so many friends and are not that big and social, just like meeting people all the time and making compliments and making a lot of friends. It's not like that, but they really stick to their friends for real. Even if they do not have many, but they do really have a few friends they can really call friends and they are loyal to. And they have these friends almost for the whole life. So I think it's very interesting because usually for me, I have met many people, I've been in different countries and it's quite different. The people I met when I was a child and my friends from the childhood are totally different from the friends I have right now. And I think for Germans, usually it's actually the opposite. They get to keep their friends they have from the childhood and also from the high school and from their early years of life. And they stick to their friends no matter what. And that's the way they are. They're happy once they have their social life and a few friends they can trust to and they can really call friends. They're settled in life. Maybe it's not like that for everybody, but I think that many Germans are like that and many have told me the same experiences. So that's something really good for you to know. If you have German friends, take that into account. They're gonna be forever. Maybe not just in the friendships, but also in the relationship. That's something I can really tell from my own experience because I had some relationships in the past that were actually not that good. I could not trust these people in the end, and now it's totally different. I can really say that I trust this person and he's been so loyal to me. It doesn't matter how many difficult situations I have faced here in Germany. Doesn't matter. And that's something I really appreciate. Once you get in a relationship with a German person, usually it's serious and it's because they really like you and they see you a lot more than just a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Even if they don't flirt that much or they're not hugging you the whole time or kissing you like other people in other countries, like in Colombia for example, but you know you can trust them and you know they are there for you and they're gonna be loyal to you. So this kind of trust is very nice. It's something I really appreciate here and I like from German people. That's for the most of the cases that I know. Something else that I have noticed here in Germany is the reliability. Germans are usually very reliable, that's how the culture is, and that's actually very important because usually, well, they do not promise that much, they do not say so many things, but when they say something, they do it. They're not gonna say random things just like, yeah, I'm gonna call you tomorrow, or yeah, I think I got this at home, let me just look for it and I'll give it to you. Yeah, I think I have time tomorrow, I'll just call you. So in many other cultures, including my Colombian culture, people are so casual and they say just random things, but many of them do not really mean it. Just say it. German people usually mean what they say, usually. And that's something good because you really know you can rely on these people for every single thing. It's not just for the tiny little details and tiny little things, but also for everything in life. Something else I really like from Germany and I think is really good here is the food. Food is amazing here and for me it's a really good reason to visit Germany. I was actually very surprised when I came here because I was not really expecting that. I was expecting just like sausages and beer and that's it. But actually it even has a little bit more of flavor than what I had expected. But well, it's not in all of the cases. It's also because in Colombia we do not use also those too many spices, but we use a little bit less of salt and maybe a little bit less of other ingredients sometimes. That's why when I came to Germany I had to get used to it. So sometimes I leave the sauce on the side because sometimes it's a bit too salty for me. And after eating I would feel also very thirsty. I would drink a lot of water, well I usually do. And I was like, yeah, I need to keep drinking water because I don't know, I just feel so thirsty after eating. Because I was not that used to it. Despite that, I find the German food very interesting, very delicious. It has so many different things to try. There's different options depending on the region you are. I really love the Haxe, for instance. I also love Kartoffelsalat, Rouladen, Sauerbraten. Schnitzel, of course, how can I forget about it? The most important and typical dish in Germany. Zwiebelschnitzel, Jägerschnitzel. Maybe if you're vegetarian, if you're vegan, it's a bit complicated because Germans eat a lot of meat. But now they're working a lot and they're giving more vegetarian and vegan options, which is also really good. And it's also something very important to include and take into account. Almost finishing, something else that is also really good in Germany, it's how affordable everything here is. I'm talking actually more about consumer goods like food, clothes, and goods you can get at supermarket, which are usually cheaper and more affordable than in other countries like Switzerland or the Netherlands or some other Scandinavian countries. Taking a look at the big picture and the role of Germany in Europe, I think it's actually quite affordable. You see it in beer, for example. Well, unfortunately, this year has faced the highest inflation rate in Germany since 1993. So it could be that it's something just temporary for this year and then next year it's gonna get better, but you never know. Hopefully it really gets better again. Well, that being said, it's getting kind of dark. It's not a beautiful sunny day anymore. So I think it's time for me to go and make some nice dinner, enjoy the evening, and keep learning about all of these good things from Germany. Working on my skills. So please let me know in the comments what you think about this video, what you think about the topic in it, what your experience in German is, have other kind of suggestions, other things to add. I would really like to know about that. If you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe as well. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time!